Cookie Singi, geographically contiguous area like Awang dagi Kha, Nongpok dagi Nongchuk, Jaga Jaga Kudingi, Cookie population. Marabak Thibadi, Cookie, Joe, Singsi, my homeland like in a 100 man, Marihan Sapasi 2001 the channel. 2001, the 3 for the man. Almost 10 trips, Salamana by Mandalay. Tamu the Gina Monwa Hoda, Tamu the Gina Monwa Hoda, Church Amatalite, 7 the Eastern Commander. Head of Military Intelligence, complete Northeast Q and alive. Adumatam Damu Myanmar. Adumatam to the Ipunga crab. Karinga Ikanga. Tamu Dagina Monwa Fabusi. Kul Gudingi Church among Kul Gudingi Church among. What was 1992-93 fight for? Anybody clear? 1992-93 fight was for 3 things with one principal aim. The principal aim was to control the economy of Manipur. How do you control the economy of Manipur? Now I'm speaking as a military man, okay. How do you control the economy of Manipur? Economy of Manipur is controlled by controlling the entry into Manipur. There are 2 entries, one is Dimapur, one is More. And the main other arteries, that is the main line of communication, what we call the national highway. So if you control these 3 things, control Dimapur, you control More, and if you control the national highway, if I am speaking as an insurgent, my coffers will be filled by tax collection from these 2 areas and also the highway. I control everything. So 1992-93 was basically a fight for control of this. Unfortunately, contrary to what people want to believe that Nagas want to fight or there was a stalemate, I will put it this way, stalemate I may agree, but I will not agree the Nagas want to fight. Definitely cookies had the better of the Nagas. All the Nagas who were settling down in More had to leave More, and till today there is not a single Naga settlement. And as far as highway is concerned, maybe they lost slightly a patch of control in Shanapati area, but other than that, cookies continue to retain the highway. Now what about my community? Do my community think in this military term? We're very happy, feel very secure in our Likai. We feel yet the Gaz Changa or the Gaz Changa Chathoga Moderator, I'm safe. We want to confine to our secure, safe zone of the Likais. So we do not think in terms of all these things. I na tweet to 27 May, 28 May, I tweet to I tweet say about 3 million viewers. I believe 30 lakhs. I on the army na chair, Asana Falgi IG na chair, Sir, my tweet Madu tweet to Bugi Maramdi, Asomdagi, Lungi Shepamila. Are they Isaac and Hangam the Instagram, the Karida, radio, television channel, Kunimata, I photos, happy there. I interview loge, Kotke Mamla. Madu do Karigino Hibada, I Sumium in a Nimai Kitabale. My Kitabasi, Quino Tabasi, my day, Nupiama, minor 80 years old Nupiama Mainata, Daga Secret. Aduga, worst part is Magi Mawa, the freedom fighter now. Aduna, I know, Masi example, Asanafal Hoba Ingonda, Moigi DG, Moigi Deleva Geosim, Sarnesica Mine Kangino, I know, Nankangidune, Indian Army intelligence ki senior most officers, Chahi Manga were maybe. Aduna aina khangoi khaladin hoi amla aduna aina pirisi haujikti matamdu di indication che leram da banina haujikti Myanmar is macha fadan khotna tawriduna hujikti aina harak question loi chumme aigi chair da lebiri ba moderator fellow panelist aduga yamna wana afternoon after a good lunch that hoigi tabiri ba mayam busu Kuramjari. Unfortunately, I am a matam aina wangang basi afternoon the time. In fact, aina thaina India War College the professor wearing a Naval War College ka Air Force War College Chatkanda class Tara lay radi manga de tepiu manga de nung din de pigno hai chalo yahan hambada aina mayam da haiga da basi khwaidagi maru oi basi kari na da aina ngangdori basi kari ngangdoi no subject ai khange achumba ngangadra mayam na taning ba ngangadra natraga anidugi mixture aigi wisdom sizinaraga ngangadra aduna I last motto in a selector again hojik हाइबिखिबा सोशल मीडिया दा करीदा मैम हापनरिबेतु हापि बुखुदिमक्सि माना ngangi चुम्मे खल्लगा ngangi हापैने the only thing is that mana ngangi pungchum chumam dabi is only part of the truth aina na hawai angang oringe do wariyam tam ab mitang bataruk na samu yengba masi warisi noi mi khara khangam be ai khara khangam dabi ai mitang bani no moi samu isi kamai to ge si khang dia adon khund samu lakpada samu gi mapu da koi samu jing to so ge yeng jage na so yeng ba kan nungdang do moi wari sana da samu isi di yam cham graba sani yumbi makhong dong to ha aman ha es nat da kada ni samu isi di thori dong to ya ama samu isi di humai dong to ya na same thing happens particularly film sida mi khuding mana mana khangba mana harakba mana chumba ni khanba sing do loina ngangnari aina ngangi si loina chumme hana ai di khalla nga kadoina but that may not be the correct because learned panelists like haibang atani koi di army da thawk torak pane do aisu Madras University dagi MPhil tawjare defense study da ko adubu aina ngangi be singchi loin chummen lobi ganu that is my opinion ko ye dil mange more heno je haibi ki ba madu to achumbane kuki singi thamoi dadi ye dil mange more piri ngai pelaroi chahi chani gi mamangda atop leibak amadagi matamdu da powerful ebe British Samaraj na British Army na moi gi spy oina ba moi gi mercenary oina pura ambane aduga indigenous population maitei ga naga singi marakta spying tonaba moi harass tonaba intimidate tonaba purakimani 1981 da ai Jasami da posting tai Jasami si basically mi hairadi Chakasang tribe niko Nagaland gi rule kharale ma hairagana Angami Kohima Jakhama Viswema Pochuri Laluri ri haibe singdina atopa tribe amane mi haibe singdina chakasang belt ne aduga nakanda tangkhulle aduda ene khwai ngakpadi cookie khudlani larama amana khanjan cookie kawi amana akhen cookie kawi ay hange me amdu sida cookie khulani si kamai lena moi si British to thamam banana British na thamam bani British na moi the local population chi kaidori ge haibadu report pinaba haibadi spy tona wa thamam bani madudu gi matungina hoji yengadi moi gi cookie singi geographically contiguous area laite geographically contiguous aduna awang dagi kha nongpok dagi nongchup jaga jaga khudingi cookie population le mani marai bak thibadi cookie jau singsi moi ga homeland leite only iwa khandadi legitimate homeland hairu radi Mizoram ate ate singsi di moi gi ne haidana leite Karbi Anglong da moi lei Myanmar da mayam lei Bangladesh da lei India da lei Myanmar da yam nokning ba ma moi haijarak ya aina ahan Myanmar ihan sapasi 2001 da chale 2001 da chapasi dai 2001 da ne 3 for the Myanmar da maybe almost 10 trips salang mana bai Mandalay for Mandalay da ge Michikana phau chaning mane Maduraiduda Tamudagina Monwa Hoguda. Tamudagina Monwa Hoguda. Church Amatalaitia. Not even one church. Tamu Yorum Monwa Yorum Dida Pegodakra Chorten Krawi. 2007 da 2001, 2, 3 da in chapter kernel ne 2007 da I Eastern Command da head of military intelligence complete not SQ and LI adu matam da Myanmar da chale adu matam da ipung nga krab kari nga ikhang ba tamu dagina monwa phabu si khul khudingi church amam leram Kul Gudingi, church amamo. Kul Karada Anisule. In fact, I know Myanmar Army in church brigadier to have Sikarino Noi population redistribution Taura Brian. Adu Matata Mo Akoina Chatpakanda, anywhere Chapanoi Kangani, Nungdawaram, the cultural program am Tower. Anywhere you have dinner, you have a cultural program. Hana cultural program, it was pure ethnic Myanmarese cultural program. But 2007, it was a lot of Chin Jau culture had come, people with guitar and others were there. So there was a very, very visible infiltration both culturally and demographically. Now coming down to the other things which I want to tell you is that somebody told me to talk about Sioux. So, since there is no homeland, they have been planning for homeland. The opportunity came in 1988. 1988 to most of us is not an important year. But to me it is very important. Reason being, what was known as the LtGen splitted into two groups in 1988 because Khemeng and Govt tribe Karana Nungdangama Hogalaga LtGen ki leadership si hot level mostly Tangkhul leaders. Adudagi LtGen si vertical split. Matamduda I am Koromde. LtGen North, LtGen South. LtGen South se hojik leadership sin adam leader hoy, but magi marai fabdi magi di he had very good lieutenants. My lieutenant se Angelus Simre, Khoyao Hure, Wung Atem. Khoyao Hure was looking after the finance. Angelus Simre was looking the external affairs. And Wung Atem was the quota. Quota means chief of the army. The cadre strength was about 400 only that time, 1988. So my Cookie brothers felt that it's time for them to show muscles, so they started raising their organizations. And we all know what happened in 1992, 93. Now the aim, what was 1992-93 fight for? Anybody clear? 1992-93 fight was for three things with one principal aim. The principal aim was to control the economy of Manipur. How do you control the economy of Manipur? Now I'm speaking as a military man, okay? Not a... How do you control the economy of Manipur? Economy of Manipur is controlled by controlling the entry into Manipur. There are two entries. One is Dimapur, one is More. And the main other arteries, that is the main line of communication, what we call the national highways. Okay. So if you control these three things, if you control Dimapur, if you control More, and if you control the national highway, we if I am speaking as an insurgent, my coffers will be filled by tax collection from these two areas and also the highway. I control everything. So 1992-93 was basically a fight for control of this. Unfortunately, contrary to what people want to believe that Nagas won the fight or there was a stalemate, I will put it this way, stalemate I may agree, but I will not agree the Nagas won the fight. Definitely Cookies had the better of the Nagas. All the Nagas who were settling down in More had to leave More, and till today there is not a single Naga settlement. Dimapur, they cannot control. Dimapur is a Naga area. And as far as highway is concerned, maybe they lost slightly a patch of control in Shanapati area, but other than that, Cookies continue to retain the highway. Now, what about my community? Do my community think in this military term? No, we do not think. We are very happy. We feel very secure in our Likai. We feel yet the Gaz Changa or the Gaz Changa Chathoga Moderator, I'm safe. We want to confine to our secure, safe zone of the Likais. Likai Manunga Lening. So we do not think in terms of all these things. So there was the beginning of 1992-93. Meanwhile, NSC and IM had a second thought. How many of you, especially those who are doing the security studies, have you read the 4 steps of guerrilla warfare by Mao Zedong? Mao Zedong says there is a peasants' uprising. There is a control of the peasants' guerrilla force by the government forces. Guerrilla forces retreat and they come on a counter-offensive, and the 4th phase is they control everything. So first phase is uprising, second phase is the government drives them away, third is they do a counter-offensive, and fourth they control. In case of NSCN leadership, they were so good, they decided to skip the 3rd phase. There was an offensive by the government forces, they had to retreat. After that, they did not come for counter-offensive. They went in for a negotiation with the government of India. So no casualty, no military hardware required, and government. But at the same time, they exercised the 4th option of controlling everything that is coming in these highways. The shirt you are wearing, the shoes you are wearing, the food you are having, the cereal, they all are taxed by the NSCN at Dimapur, which is known as a Gunda tax. Similarly, Cookies also impart their own tax. So that is it. Cookies were quick learners. They said, why not? This is not a bad idea. This is an excellent idea. Why not we follow the model of the NSCN? So, in the meanwhile, Bodo land hai maming tarabrana Bodo. Bodo land, there's a problem like there was a sue signed by between the government of India and Bodo land. Fortunately and unfortunately, I am also one of the architects of the sue with the Bodo land. Okay. So, when they came, as usual, my high flyer Cookie brothers don't believe in the state government. They went direct to the government of India. After all, kya hai yaar? The state government, unka to hum baat hi nahi manenge. They went straight to the central government, some exuberant middle-level officers. They wanted the Cookies to do what they were doing during the British time. There is spy on the other tribes. So they immediately agreed. So 2005 was the first, and they say, no, Naga model, we cannot have something like peace talk. Somebody has used the term Indo-Naga peace talk. The moment you use Indo-Naga peace talk, you're recognizing the sovereignty of the Nagas. Because the word Indo is to be used when you deal with a sovereign country. Okay. So they say, no talk like that. But Bodo type talk, that is the Sioux model, will be followed. Okay. Then somebody realized, my friend, Singh, anyone who is aware of IS officer, Sambhu Singh, who was the joint secretary, Northeast. So Sambhu Singh came in the scene, he said he this, that. So finally 2008, people like me, we were kept at the sideline. We did protest. We said that 16 Sioux camps are too much. And the location of Sioux camps appeared to be company operating bases surrounding Imphal. My unsolicited advice was that it should be at the best 1 or 2. The strength is not much. He said, why not follow the 1975 Shillong Accord? How many of you are aware about Shillong Accord? Shillong Accord was signed between the Naga army, that is the federal government of Nagaland, Nagas, and the government of India in 1975 in Shillong. One group of Naga did not agree to this. This became the NSCN. So, according to this, there were 3 BSF battalions. 3 BSF battalions, 99, 111 and 112. And all those Naga army people who are willing and fit were allowed to join these 3 BSF battalions. And General Joykumar, who was the head of the Naga army, was given the permanent commandant of 111 BSF. And 111 BSF was to be, as far as possible, a pure underground BSF turn of personnel. And you'll be surprised to know, General Joykumar, when he died, he was the IG. But he was still the commandant of 111, okay. Because he wanted to retain the military power. So we had suggested this. Unfortunately, this did not happen. In fact, I had a meeting with various people, even as late as May, June, July. I will not mention with whom, things being confidential. I had suggested that why not follow the Shillong Accord? Again, a simple question. This Sioux business, क्या ये जब तक सूरज चांद रहेगा, Sioux रहेगा क्या? As it is, we are spending 5,000 rupees or 6,000 rupees per cadre for a camp maintenance. Money is being paid. A lot of money to the exchequer. And they are good fighters. Let them go and fight the LWE, that is the Naxals in Chhattisgarh. Why not, if they are fit, why not make them join? Sure. 1 or 2 things I was asked to cover about the roadmap for resettlement, which has been already covered in detail, but few observations which I want to put. So before this, about the Sioux, one of the important clause of Sioux is the inmate, those 21 groups out of 25 Kuki militant groups, those 21 groups have agreed, signed on dotted line that territorial integrity of Manipur will be respected. Territorial integrity of Manipur will be respected, and they are not going to demand for a sovereign country. Okay. This is very important. This has got to be understood. Now, coming down to the restoration. It is so easy to speak about restoration. We must do this, we must do that. I will put it this way. Like we were talking about unified command. I have been secretary of a unified command when I was in Assam. Assam had a unified command till 2008, 2009. It started off sometime in 1990. It started sometime in 2000. The structures are different depending on the local requirement. J&K and Manipur had similar unified command with the chief minister heading, but in Assam we had a governor heading. So one of the way of looking is brought out, why should a security advisor who is not a constitutional, which is not a constitutional appointment, be heading the unified command? One of my colleagues previously also has brought out about the border management. Who is looking into the border management? It's very simple in India. In India, we follow the principle of one border, one force. One border, one force. Bangladesh border to be looked after by BSF. Nepal border to be looked after by SSB. Indo-China border to be looked after by ITBP. Indo-Pak border to be looked after by BSF. Indo-Myanmar border to be looked after by Assam Rifles. Like, to us, Assam Rifle is all same, okay, isn't it? But to me, a military man, Assam Rifle cadre, Assam Rifle battalions are deployed under two hats. One is in the border guarding role, and one is in the counter-insurgency role. Okay. So, when people are asking that let us take away the Assam Rifle, I was just wondering, 25,000 soldiers, where do you take them and where do you locate them? And they will try to take away all their assets. Assets means from building to the vehicle to everything. We are aware that when we try to take away Assam Rifle from Kangla, how many years did it take? It took quite a lot of years. Now, it is very simple to say that resettlement normalcy can come when the displaced people go back. Okay, I'll just, when the people go back to their original place. To go back to original place, as brought out, there are three things required: the security, who will protect them, a dwelling unit where they will live, and livelihood, how will they earn their living. These are very, very simple theoretically. But there are other things which comes in. What is the role of the CSOs? Will they agree? If one group of CSOs agree, will the other group agree? How many CSOs are you going to negotiate with? Negotiation. It is so simple to say that we must negotiate. But negotiate with whom? Because in today's atmosphere, everyone is scared. I started by saying, do I speak the truth? Or do I speak what people want to hear? So, if somebody wants to negotiate, he or she does not want to be seen bending on the other side. So, it's a very, very complex process. So, we have to give them some time. We have to give more healing touch, as brought out, to the various camps. I have visited 32 camps. I have given them aid worth about 80 lakhs. These were given to us through mostly the Americans gave it to us, some Australians and Canadians too. Okay. So, lastly, I want to bring about the demarcation part which was touched upon. By having this demarcation, it is a food for thought. haven't we de facto recognized that you are on the other side of the fence and we are on the other side of the fence? These are few food for thought for you. Just think, digest. Thank you very much for a patient hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General Nishikanta. Now may I request?
Ahanbada railway line ki breeze blow up to bugem kananom na khiyaba. Railway line ki breeze blow up to buga normal culvert ama breeze ama blow up to bu implication ji am khene ya. Kari ama nomai ama kapadi is a news. Adu plane ama hijack to radi is a very big news. It's going to be followed all over the world. Similarly, asagi seriousness to. Secondly, railway line da karigamba thaba ama taurati. It is not the responsibility of the state. It is the responsibility of the central government, that is the Indian Railway, which has got its own railway protection force. Okay. Now, I am example am. Yes, there has been 1 or 2 incidents of trains being either hijacked or blown up by the Naxalites in Chhattisgarh area, in Bengal. But aduga comparison to the road to the every time there is IED going up. Aduna the seriousness of the issue si kanagumba kharana Shanapati da mi chama chani leraga road ama block at tawro baka. Maybe some local police, some CRPF or Assam Rifle may go and tackle with them. But if should anyone target the Indian railway property, there is going to be a proper investigation. And don't be surprised if NSA is put on him. Okay, that is the seriousness. Karigina the akoi sida tawr irang si aina sum aina sa haidana. Achumba hayura mayamna taning ba hayura na. Akoi sida tawr irang si. There is no fear of punishment. I see tawraga I see punish tawne hai besi karam to ki de. Chalega. Adubu railway so adi is going to be a very massive affair. So don't worry. But all over the world, line of communication city vulnerable or have city. Manipur the nate Second World War, First World War, Vietnam War, Oji Kosovo, the Taunari kind of Ukraine, Taunari Gaza the Sumoy line of communication thing listen. So that is part of the warfare. Go. Second, somebody brought out about Assam Rifle. Ahanbada akoy Manipur da lay 60,000 lagano displaced persons. About 60,000, isn't it? 60,000 kanana kan kiya. Manipur police na kanbra, IRB na kanbra, BSF na kanbra, CRPF na kanbra. Kaya ay na khangba kharalay ay doon na nga sayang ko sa 60,000 sigi manungda approximately 99% de Assam Rifle na kanba ngatan. Masi kanbada kay na ay suyawi. In fact, my first act of rescue was from this university. University sigi vice chancellor na nungdangi pung 3-9 taba kanda ay ngonda telephone to re. Sumayin to na CCC to re na. Ay na vice chancellor sab state government function to utre na aina Assam Rifle ki brigadier ramad maase conference call to mana hai university sida koi kalam ma lai re na aina kalam ma si ke mi yang khai khatani ke du de no kalam anihum thabi ho na mana mantri pukri dagi for Assam Rifle ki CEO galo na mi ji thara ga university da control to marak sida saikota kanglatong kangpok pida karida mi chani le re mi adu le re more dagi mi asuk barmada chat khre ngon da layo paw mayam se I officially retire ore bana I have nothing to do but networking lai bani na example I have the kangpok pide IRB mi trying pan कल मोई जंगल लोटन ले मोई खुलाई लौग्रे मोई हारे सर अखोई कन्वीदर देखो लोइना सीता रहे अदुदसु असां राइफल थार कल खैर मधुमोन आइना असां राइफल बु सपोर्ट तो बनते हाइबदी मोई की मरक्तसु फत्तब मी यावे अदुबु अखोइना निंसिंगदबदी असां राइफल सी तांग ट्राम्पन कुन गेदोइदगी असां राइफल फत्ते ना मा थोए अदुगी ममांगदा असां राइफल फत्ते है कनाम थोमते मधुदु आई तांग त्रा ते त्राइन पांदा असां राइफल दा हायरेबा हौजिक असां राइफल फत्ते है ना थोक तो रे ना नोई चेक्सिलो है बाप्तारबरा हाइबदी मधुगी प्रोपेगेंडा दो it was intentional हौजिक असां राइफल का कनामता अदु तोखरे अदुदगी अमु अखोइना खंगदबदी कुकी सिंगना लिस्ट अमा सर्कुलेट और नहीं होब्रा मैतै कुनिपान उब्रा मैतै कुनिपान यावबा लिस्ट अमा मोय सिंगसे ट्रांसफर तौबियो है मधुदा येंगदी ग्वालाताबी की कमांडेंसी कनानो मैतै ने ग्वालाताबी की असां राइफल की बटालियन की कमांडेंसी मैतै ने हौजिक कक्चिंग लमखाइदा लैरिबा सेक्टर हेडक्वार्टर है बटालियन अहुम मरी कंट्रोल तौर हेडक्वार्टर दुगी डेप्यूटी दो मैतै ने सिदा नते याम हाइबदी कुकी सिंगनसु असां राइफल याव मैतै सिंग तांथोपियो है अदुबु मोय सिंग तांथोखिब्रा तांथोखिदिया अमुका से है कि चुम्मी मोय की मरक्ता मी अमनी मागी पर्सनल ngasa है कि दो मियबगी ग्रेट डाइवर्सिटी मी खुदिमा आइसु नंगसु अखोय म्याम लेना ग्रेट लेबा ngaतनी अमनी यावरम बया अखोयना पामिसि करिनो असां राइफल करिगुंबा आई असां राइफल की सुपर बॉस ओइबा मी ngasi ayuk wari sane मोय को वरी साने कई मागी आउटलुक तो दी नसाई भी कि both the sides are Indians मोय Indian ने अब no one is asking for a separate country जैन के तो बदु दी खेना बदी जैन के की पब्लिक दी अखोई द एनिमिकल ओइबा कंट्री अमद चलगे याउनिंग है अदुनबु यंगो जैन के दा मैम निंसिंग बिरिब्रा 2016-17 दा नुंगना थाइदना गारीदा निपा अम जिप अमद पुल्लगा थौबदा निंगिंग बिरिब्रा मधुद थौरिबा मधुगी कमा निपा दु ममिंग सी चिंतु गगोई कोई असामी मचाने मेजर दो मधुगुंबद अखोई सिदि तौदिया अमु खल येंबियो अममु येंबियो अखोई की सु अना अचुम गांगसिरा तांनिंग गांगसिरा इदो करिगिनो इदा अदुबु मधु म्याम दु तौरो मतुंगदा मतम दु मणिपुर IRBC हीरो ओरमे हीरो मावलेदी याम फैन हप्ता अनि की ममांगदा अइने येंगबदा IRBC हुईने हायरे same IRB who was hero became a I don't know, masi public opinion say it keeps on shifting. I kanam to the south, kanam to the madu, depending on the situation. Nasi asan I felt the cannot out. Hojik Sherau the Akoigi me chala later at the asan I felt the guard town in a high ram. Masi seat, I am conveyed a man minini whom among the core comiga, Jiki, Kakchingi, sector Dept to go chala inspection to Rabani. No, effort is on to gain the public confidence, but there are certain restrictions. There are cookies in Jengasai, Nang with the Haidana, cookies in Chi. Security forces the Pau Pibamina. Pau Pibanina, security forces ki Marakta, Ama Ani, Ohumari, Manga Taradi. They must be having some soft corners. City human never. Adumakpu Moichi, Mam Kung with Tenopalgi, commandant to transport to grab. I can't have. Kaidabugi Taurino, I hire. I can't eat Tenopal at the issue. हाइबदी मधुगी एक्शन दु पब्लिकली अखोइना सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस ने मधु अनाउंस तो यादे ए नोई मैम डिमांड तो दे सी तौरे हायरदी मु सोमदगी मु सी तो मैत्रों दा नुंग मरक के अनिता हा होई भाई तो भाप तारे दना आई ने मोहि असाना फल मिचंग चंग बनते कई के नोइदा आई ने इहाना न ट्वीट तो बसी 27 May 28 May दे ट्वीट तो दे ममांग दे तो आई की ट्वीट से about 3 million viewers से फंगा million अहुम आई बदी 30 lakhs आई ऑन द आर्मी ने चाहिए असाना फल की आईजी ने चाहिए सर अदमाइन ट्वीट तरी कई के नो मधु ट्वीट तो बगी मरम दी असोम दगी लुंगी सेट मी लाए ना अरे आई से नाम दा खंगम दा आई सी इंस्टाग्राम दा करी दा रेडियो टेलीविजन चैनल खुने मक्ता आई फोटो से उल्लग हापी रहे मैम से ना इंटरव्यू लोगे कोट के मैम ने हम लाए मधु दु करी गिनो हाइबदा आई सु मी अमनी ने नुआई खिदब ले नुआई खिदब से खाई नुआई तब से माइटे नुपी अमा मैन 80 years old नुपी अमा मैन ता चागा सीखरे अदुगा वर्स पारिस मागी मवा द फ्रीडम फाइटर ने अदुना आइना मसी एग्जांपल पे असाम राइफल होबा इंगोंदा हंगा याबा मोइगी डीजी मोइगी सिदा लेबे जिओ सिमम जन सर ने सि कमाइन खंगिनो खन आइना नंग खंगी दुने आई इंडियन आर्मी की इंटेलिजेंस की सीनियर मोस्ट ऑफिसर चाही मंगा वेरे में बने अदुना आइना खंगोई खल्लदि नोई अम लाल अदुना आइना पीरी से हौजिकती मतमदुदि इंडिकेशन से लेरम दबनिना हौजिकती म्यांमार मचा फादन खोतन तौरीदना हौजिकती आइना हारक क्वेश्चन लोई चुमेबरा अदुना हौजिक आइगा मोहिगा मरमक्ते हम फॉर्मली वारी सानै अदुबु आई वाखंददी याम कन्ना मोइदे अटैक तौरगा अखोई क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट आर वी गोइंग टू गेन अखोई करी तोंगदगे अखोई आर वी मेकिंग अनदर एनिमी who is moi ama kangbu duna thiem dana tawdana o asana fal chapi ganu noi chakhade akhoi sirani gain tawna video thagala bu uramani ne namle uramane aba madu du tawdu ngamme aba akhoi di madu ngamde madu akhoi su ai wakhanda de khajitang madu ki brinkmanship to su kitang kana braina khali ko I hope I have answered your question. Okay, thank you.